What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar with C-Zar Gets Crypto, and we are talking about Bitcoin Cash today. Shout out to the Dragon Riders and the House of the Dragon. Lee. We are looking at this thing right now on the daily. I want to pump it out to the 4 hour, actually. Let's see. I want to draw this line. I was talking about it yesterday, and I was talking about how we had a partial decline. I know that I said I thought that we were at the topping point already. Come on now. Partial rise, not a partial decline, I'm sorry. We've hit this line once, twice, 3 times, 4 times, and now we can't even get to it. They call this a partial rise. It's inherently a bearish indication. It's when there's so much selling pressure, maybe there's so many eyes on this. The expected move would be that we get up to it, but people are front running it, selling it, and that's why we kind of get this. It almost comes up there. You would think that it would touch the line, but it doesn't. And yesterday I was saying that right here. And I said if I was a betting man that I would say that that was the high. We probably don't go higher. But then I quickly said, I'm like, if we do go higher, don't get excited, because I was pretty indecisive, and I'm bearish I'm biasedly bearish, so I guess I went with that right there. But I did say a couple times, I'm like, this hasn't really had time to fully develop, so maybe we do go higher. It's totally possible. But we did go higher, and ultimately we kind of looks like we shit out from there. Let's see, actually, from top to bottom. Yeah, man, look at this. So top to bottom here, we actually tipped the 1272 perfectly. In the Discord, I think I mentioned that, and I said I feel pretty safe that this is the low, or the high. I'm sorry. I said that in the Discord sometime today. If we're looking at this thing on the, was it this low or maybe this low? Either way, it's in that 618 to 0.69 zone. It also kind of looks like a topping area. And if you also look past that and you see this candle here and this candle here, and you compare the volumes, the two most bearish candles of this whole range have the biggest volume. I think that there's definitely been some selling action going on, and every sell is a buy, right? When you sell to someone is buying it. When you buy, someone's selling it. I understand that perspective, but just let me have this, man. So there was a lot of selling pressure, okay? And sure, we rejected the purple line, it looks like, but this thing doesn't really hold respect to the purple line most of the time, so it's really this area that it's rejecting, right? And this bearish partial rise is something I think that needs to be paid attention to, because it to me just inherently means that we might be at the end of this kind of formation here, where we've been pretty docile and tame going down. We might finally break out of this line here to the downside, this the opposite line from the top down here. We actually might come down, and this time, instead of bouncing off it, we might break below it, okay? And what would be kind of an indicator of that, first things first, we would want to get any price action that's below it, of course, but we want to see a day that closes below it. And something that be the first step is closing a day below 222.71. If we get a day that closes below that, I would expect that we see a move that takes us around the 382 very, very quick. For those of you who don't remember, the 382 from bottom to top is right down here at 201. And again, if we break this line, I would expect that we go down here. That would take us right below this kind of descending trend line on the bottom. So let's see if maybe I have that drawn right. Oh, dang it. Let's see. Yeah, I think so. I think we kind of came out of it before. Whatever, that's okay. I don't think that this is how you would draw it. I don't think that this is how you would draw it personally. Maybe it is. I don't know, but I feel more comfortable with it looking like this. I feel like it just hugs it better on a couple different time frames, on the 4 hour, on the daily. And if this was to break bearishly too, what's a very common characteristic of that, for those of you who don't know, who are new to TA, when you have trend lines like this and you are expecting a move to break to the upside or downside, it's very common to see beforehand you get a little bleed out, or if you're going to break up, a little bleed out beforehand. But where was I going with this? I do think we're going lower. I think we're seeing the beginning of that right now. If we're looking at this on a daily time frame on the RSI, you can see that if today closes red, we have a rejection off of the 50, and we've just kind of been having this lower high, lower low range in the RSI. I would expect that we are going to go to the oversold zone. I feel like I keep saying that, but it's going to happen, man. We're going to get to this oversold zone, and then we will see some of the bigger drops that we've seen compared to this whole price range. We're going to see some bigger daily percentages to the downside. which also would go hand in hand with the end of this down move. So it might seem scary, but it's actually a good thing, because the closer we get to the end of this down move, the closer we get to going back up above current prices even. So and above this high. So that's actually really exciting to consider. It's coming upon us, right? The fact that we closed out of this week, we closed out of the overbought zone, and we got here, I would say maybe within the next 2 weeks, maybe at the most 4 weeks, we are going to see some resolution. It is happening soon. That's my expectation. I say it's happening soon, but that's my opinion. I don't have a crystal ball. This is not financial advice. I don't know the future, but based off of previous price action from what Bitcoin Cash has done, when we get out of this overbought zone, it's within the first 2 weeks normally that we see these moves happen, and at the most 4 weeks. Okay, so that's why I'm saying that. I'm not saying that because I'm just picking random numbers. I'm saying that because that's what we have historically seen throughout Bitcoin Cash's history. So and then also, if this week were to close red, we would negate this potential bounce off the 60 area, and that would really help the cause. Overall, guys, even breaking down low like this, we're in a very bullish looking weekly trend in the RSI. We could come down here and have a higher low, higher high, get back up into this overbought zone, no problem, and definitely make moves that go higher. But right now, I do think we go lower. I want to talk about something before we do. Actually, I want to go on the 4-hour. RSI is kind of neutral. You kind of got this bearish divergence, right? It's kind of weird bearish divergence, but technically it is. You rejected the overbought zone. You got lower highs here, higher highs here. On the 1 hour, that's more like actual bearish divergence, right? Kind of a double top, actually. This one is a higher peak, just slightly higher, and then this one's a lower peak. You got a higher peak here, higher high there. The biggest spike in volume on the 1 hour you saw was on this candle here. And then what do you have? This is a Maruba Zoo. That's a Maruba Zoo right there. For those of you who don't know, let's actually do this right now. Let's go to it. On the pattern site, man, I love the pattern site. I've been using it like every day now. I don't use it like other than when I'm making videos, because I've used this thing enough in my time. But it's a good point of reference, to have someone else's opinion on this too. So right now, on the pattern site's homepage, I'm going to candlesticks. I'm looking for M. Maruba Zoo. I don't know what black or closing black. I'm just gonna go Maruba Zoo black because it's to the downside, right? That's what it is. Black Maruba Zoo. That's what it looks like. That's what it looks like, right? It's just a body. There's no wick to it, right? It means literally from the time you open to the time you close, all you did was go down. There was no repercussion to the upside. Where is it here? I was looking up the first NFL game, September 7th. Just so you know, NFL's coming back, you guys. If you're not in America, that's okay. You don't. It's probably not that big of a deal to you. Maybe it is. I don't know. NFL's getting big around the world, but it's definitely biggest in America. Maruba Zoo example right here, right? You saw some pretty bearish candles, whatever, but this Maruba Zoo, it implied further downside to take place, and generally that's what happens. So we just saw this. This to me would imply that we are going to see some further, rather immediate downside taking place. And again, he used this example. I don't know. I guess they were all black, but you can have green candles afterwards. It's not a big deal. Like whatever. And it's a small one. That's on the 1 hour, so that's probably not going to be anything too significant. But is a bearish candle. This RSI is neutral, but I would say with a bearish tilt to it for sure. The 4 hour is a little bit more neutral, and then the daily could very well look bearish, especially if today closes red. Like this could be a really big deal. Having this week close red would also be a big deal. And then also, just while throwing that out there, getting a day to close below 222.7, that would be a big deal as well. Having a day to close below that, I think that would start, we wouldn't, I think if we were to close below this on a daily basis, we're not going to have these down and then sideways moves. I think it's going to get real fast. And something I wanted to talk about before I end the video is Bull Pincher here. Shout out to Bull Pincher, man. He says, shout out to the clan. I've been paying attention to the current pump and recognized the classic 3 drives chart pattern on the daily. I didn't see this, but he spotted it, and it actually is on there. I measured it. I'll go over it in a second. I expected a pump of at least 27%, which, right, that's, I guess, let's see what Bulkowski says on that note, actually. I'm sorry to interrupt you, man. Let's see here. Bullish, would it just be 3 drives? Is that what would it be? 3 peaks, 3 points, 3 peaks and spike. I don't see 3 drives. Maybe it would be bullish 3 drives. Bullish, it doesn't say. Maybe he doesn't have it. Maybe he doesn't know about it. I don't know where you got 27% from. Maybe that was like your own just projections, whatever. But 27% from the lowest point of 216 US dollars. That would have made me bullish. Now the pump looks rejected at 245, and as it should make you bullish, right? A 3 drives pattern to the downside, which is what you saw. I'll go over it, but that's a bullish pattern. That is a bullish pattern, right? Now the pump looks like it rejected at 245, and we are going down again. I still see lower highs and lower lows. If anything, the rejection of the 3 drives might incite a bigger dump, which enables us to reach C-Zar's buying range. Hey, there we go. And what he's saying there, I believe this is what you're saying, Bullpincher. Correct me in the comments. Correct me on the Discord if you'd like. I'm going to leave a link to the Discord, by the way. I don't know if I said that, but I'll leave a link to the Discord in the description if you guys want to look at that. I keep itching my nose because my nose itches, man. I don't know. It's not like I don't have snot or anything. It's just itches. Sorry I keep doing that. It's just, if it itches, I gotta itch it. But this rejection off the 3 drives might be a bigger dump, which enables us to reach that. And the reason why he's saying that is because when you have a bullish pattern and it busts, that's actually a very bearish thing. Your bullish pattern becomes a bearish pattern, and like when you bust a bullish pattern, that's not a good look, and that tends to imply rather immediate downside. So I think that's what he's saying here. This rejection might incite a bigger dump, and I'm with you on that, man. I see that, and especially because you pointed this out, I agree. We are still going down, my dudes. Blah 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 blah. Following the general trend, I think linking the 3 drives pattern website. I tried linking it, but I think something removed my previous comment. I didn't remove it, man. I don't know. I don't know if you're allowed to post links. I don't know if you're allowed to. Maybe you are. I think I'm allowed to, but I don't know if you are. Look it up yourself and see exactly our monthly trend. Maybe I'm being bearish too soon, but for now it looks bearish. Keeping in mind, Inesha comment, as we know, starting to hit the 231 price point. I don't know what Inesha said. Maybe I've read it and I just don't know. I actually tried looking for Inesha earlier. Right here. I just saw you. This could be the market maker's false week beginning. Yeah, exactly. I think it really could, man, or woman. It really could be a false week beginning. I agree. Yeah, definitely. I think I agree with that. I gave you a like, and yeah, this guy knows. I said this guy knows. I think this is a girl, actually. That's a girl's name that looks like a girl's long hair. I'm not trying to judge, but this guy knows, man. False week beginning indeed, my friend. That's what I was saying. But what I want to go over, I'm sorry if I lost anybody. I got a little bit caught up in the comments there, but I believe this 3 bearish drives pattern from low to high here, this is how you identify it, right? We can go, I'll go right here. It's 3 bullish drives, actually. Bullish drives pattern. It's this right here, okay? You have your first move down, X to 1, 1 to A, you get a 1272% to your second peak, 1272% to your third peak. And I've seen it been 1618, 1414. I think as long as it is the same exact fib each time, it doesn't matter if it's 1272, but every time I see it talked about, it's always the 1272. But I have personally seen them play out on other fibs as well. So just my personal experience right there. I don't think it needs to be that exactly. But you can see here, I'll identify it without this. We have these lows, this low right here, this low right here, and then this low right here. Okay, these are your 3 lows, your 3 bullish drives. Okay, 3 bullish drives pattern, 1, 2, 3. And you got your tops, whatever, but really it's the lows as far as I know. From top to bottom, you can see 1272. Okay, you got that there. Then we're going to measure again from bottom to top. You bounced off. Hey, look at that at the 1272 right there. So, I mean, that's really close. Technically, you tipped the 1414, but I mean, whatever. Maybe this would be the better one to draw it from. Still same thing, but I don't know. This to me, it's close enough. I would say that is. I see where you're getting it. It's a 3 bullish drives pattern, and the fact that we couldn't perform a bullish move up from that, the fact that we didn't get that 27% pump that you're looking for, which would have taken us would have taken us above this high here. And again, if we did get that, that would have definitely made me change my game plan on where we're going to go. The fact that this is a busted pattern and we got a pretty serious rejection off of this area, I would agree that this is inherently bearish, but I did not catch that at first. So I took this long detour to just say kudos to Mr. Bullpincher here for pointing that out. It might not be the prettiest pattern, but it's close enough, and I see what you're saying, man. I definitely feel comfortable calling that a bullish 3 drives pattern. It definitely is, in my opinion, and I agree. It's a busted pattern, so we're probably going to see more downside to come. I feel like I'm just saying the same stuff over and over again, so that's where I classically like to end the video. If you liked the video, leave a thumbs up, subscribe to see more. I'll see you guys on the next one. Please feel free to join the Discord if you'd like to. I will leave a link for that in the description. So take care, everybody. Have a good day. Bye-bye.